What's up, everybody? Yo, so Woo Wednesday on Rock the Bells Radio, Sirius FM. I was over there listening to RZA do his intro, and he came in with Triumph. I'm just like one of my favorite Wu Tang tracks of all time. What's one of your favorite Wu Tang tracks? Put that in the comments if you see this video. Appreciate you. Make sure you like the video. Make sure you subscribe. Are you subscribed? Are you subscribed yet? If you're not subscribed yet, what's wrong with you? Huh? What's going on with you? Sorry, it's the woo. It's got me talking like New York up in here, you know what I mean? I got on a what? A strap back. Because I told you I don't like snapbacks. I like fitteds. If I'm going to do anything else, maybe a strap back. Strapped? Always. Oh, man, what's happening, everybody? What's happening? I am Joseph R. Wheeler III, artist, founder, president of the ONYXCON Foundation, where my aviators are. Where my chooms at? Where my chooms? Where my Night City chooms? See, I speak a lot of lingos that only those who know gonna know. All my folks who play Cyberpunk 2077, put a CP2077 in the comments if you play Cyberpunk 2077. I need to know who's in the building. I need to know how many of our subscribers get down with the get down. Get down with the get down. How many of y'all be watching Busting Pixels, our gaming content? You know we love, I love, definitely. I say it all the time. I love open world games. And I haven't played all of the classics. So, with that disclaimer, I know that it could be challenged, my favoritism to this game, even with all the pain and the ups and downs, because trust me, I went through it each and every way and all around. I'm on my third playthrough. I don't even call it a playthrough no more. It's solidified. I done beat the game. I done beat, all the main quests and everything. But Cyberpunk 2077, my favorite open world game of all time. Okay. So, I was saying I'm wearing aviators. Actually, we're going to call these Johnny Silverhands. Okay, all my folks who appreciate Mr. Michael Pondsmith's vision. Michael Pondsmith is to Cyberpunk 2077 what George Lucas is to Star Wars. You can't call yourself a Cyberpunk 2077 real choom, real fan, okay? And you don't know who Michael Pondsmith is. If you don't know who Michael Pondsmith is, and you call yourself a cyberpunk, man, no, you just a basic ass gawk to talk all the talk they talking the game. That's some straight gawk. Them gawks. You feel me? Don't be a gawk. Be a real choom. You know what I mean? If you love Cyberpunk 2077, you got to know who Michael Pondsmith is. Like I said, I'm rocking my Johnny Silverhands today. Shout out to Keanu Reeves, the one who portrays him. Shout out to Keanu Reeves. Big up to the thumbs up. We got a choom in the building. That's my chooms right there. What's happening, chooms? What's happening, chooms? And choom, if you didn't know, comes from a word from one of the many African languages. It comes from Chumba, which honestly I have yet to this day to find the exact language it comes from. But I read something, I think I read it in the original playbook for Cyberpunk 2077. Somebody had done an expose online and broke it down, or either I can't remember because you put so much information in your head, sometimes you forget where the source was. So I'm saying that for all the super geeks who gonna challenge. Hey, well, where'd you get that from? Where's it? Keep looking, man. Keep looking. It's out there, but it comes from a word chumba, which means friend. And like I say, I'm not sure which of the zillions of African languages, not technically zillions, but there are thousands, literally. So I'm not sure which one. If I had to take a strong guess, just because so many people in America, Black Americans, we tend to, and there's a history of pulling from certain languages that are most popular in notoriety, put it like that, and that being especially Swahili from East Africa, which is a trade language, which is spoken in many countries. So could be that, could be it could even just be like a dialect spinoff from a language. It's a word in a language, but it's a spinoff. It's a dialect version because it sounds, you know It could be a lot. It could be a lot. That's all I'm gonna say. I'm gonna leave it at that because I'm still researching it. But when I find it, I'm gonna be happy to let y'all know exactly where it comes from. But shout out to all my tunes. What's up? We got 4 in the building. I just see 4 thumbs up. 1, 2, 3, 4. What's good? What's happening? What's happening? What's happening for real? If you're a real one, you're supposed to put the thumbs up in here. Hold on for a minute, man, man, yo, man. I wish I could play my music at the same time. It's connected, so it won't. When I do a live, it's connected to the system, so it's not gonna let me do the radio at the same time. I'd have to disconnect, and then later I forget that I did that, and I'll be annoyed when I want to go Bluetooth and be like, "Why ain't it working?" Oh, that's right, I did that to go live, and yeah. So, but anyway, what's happening, everybody? We're back out here in the field. You know what I'm saying? You know what's crazy today? It actually got cool in Atlanta. And if you watch everything we do here, if you're a real subscriber and you be checking out everything, if you're a real subscriber, matter of fact, put the words monetization nation, because y'all are the reason for the season. Y'all the ones who gonna help us get that goal. Put that in the comments. That let me know you one of the show enough folks who be around here. And I plan to reward my monetization nation when we officially get monetized. I'm not gonna put my word out here to say I'm doing something and not don't know exactly what yet, but I got something for y'all. I don't know what, but I'm gonna figure out something for y'all. Everybody who been representing for the longest, that I ain't had to, ask a million times to do right, that they just did right because they loved it from the minute they saw what I was presenting. They enjoyed it. They subscribe. They hit the bell. They watch everything. They know about what I be doing. They know how we moving. I could give them a pop quiz, which I did one time. I actually did a viewer comprehension video, and I said, yo, if anybody knows the answers to all these questions, I would give a prize. No one ever did the test, but I still know I got some true ones up in here. It's just people busy. I understand. It's a lot on your plate. I understand. I understand. As long as y'all here for me, that's all I care. As long as I see that number getting stronger every day, as long as I can look in the YouTuber app, which is basically YouTube Studio, and see my numbers and see that I have return visitors, people who come check it out every day or every other day or whatever. They seeing the content and they loving it. Like that's all I care. That's what I need. That's what I need, and I appreciate y'all for real. Y'all the truth. So I did one live yesterday. I was walking. It's real long, by the way. It's a long one. I'm doing a real long chat. Cause I was gonna cut it off, but I was so in it. I literally walked and talked the whole walk. Got a good walk too. I'm talking about a 7 mile. 7 mile. I be feeling good. Whenever I hit 5 or more, they say that's what you're supposed to do every day, 5 miles. I'm gonna be real with y'all on some honest kind of fitness talk, because that's one of our elements. I don't be getting on 5 every day. Unless I'm on set. When I'm on set for a film project, especially if I'm behind the camera, in front of the camera, you got plenty of time to chill and get ready. Even if even if in the acting perspective, when I've been an actor on stuff and you got a lot of time, waiting between takes and stuff. So, but when you doing PA work, production assistant, or anything else behind that camera, you constantly moving. You get a break every now and then. You get some chill time. You don't get, but you get so much when it is on, when it's on empowerment, you got to be moving and walking. Boy, you look back at your miles, I be hitting 7 easy, like 5, no less than 5, but 7 easy. Sometimes 8, sometimes 10. I think my record has been like something like 11 or 12 miles in a day, something like that. Working on set, because you constantly, bringing something to somebody or going to get something or clearing something out or moving something or helping people. It's constant good work, physical work. So, and I actually like that. I like jobs that I'm not even thinking about it, but I'm getting a workout the whole day. I'm working out. You know what I'm saying? I like that. I like that. And I advise that to anybody who, is in a position to change their life if they have a sedentary job and they want to get fit and they notice they got, starting to come around that waistline, they're getting too big, they're doing whatever. Get you a job that when you're doing it, you don't even think you're doing much, but you're doing work all day. You constantly moving your body. You will drop the pounds. If you're getting some miles in, if you're walking is the number one way. People talk all that treadmill. Treadmill, I don't like treadmills. I like them, but I don't like them. I like them in the sense I have used them in the past, but I would rather take a walk because I'm looking at a wall or I'm looking out a window outside to where I wish I was. I'm not going anywhere. It's like the little mouse on the little exercise wheel inside the cage. You ain't going nowhere, but you're getting the workout, you know. But I don't like that. I like to look back or think back to where I was and say, man, I was making some tracks. I was making tracks. Look at that. Look at the, when you see the mountain, then you think about where you were and what you saw and what you absorbed, and then you get sunlight too, so your vitamin D, all that good stuff you're supposed to get, all that good health element. Don't nothing beat a good walk. Walk is everything. You ain't got to be running and all that. No offense to the people who run, but all my friends who are hardcore runners who run on concrete, they got joint issues. As they get older, they got messed up stuff with their feet and their legs and knees, and I'm talking about serious medical stuff that had to have surgeries. That stuff is overrated and it's just not real. It's not natural that we run on concrete. Human beings didn't evolve running on concrete. We evolved running in sand, dirt, grass, actual elements. Like if you're gonna do that barefoot, like they say that's supposed to be the best. Now, I admit I don't go that far unless I'm somewhere where it's safe for my feet, because I ain't got no hard, crusty, hardcore primal feet. You know what I'm saying? I ain't got them first people's feet. Respect to it. I'm just saying I know who I am. I know what I do. I got my feet ain't softy soft, but they ain't that rough either. Goddamn, you know what I'm saying? So I ain't about to be walking around on stones and stuff. You know what I mean? And urban areas with glass and craziness. Like what people crack me up saying they want to be more in tune, but then they doing stuff in urban areas. It's like, yo, unless you out in the woods somewhere, you might not. And even then, you mess around and do that in Georgia in the spring and summer and step in some poison ivy or some poison oak, boy, ooh, or hit an ant bed. Yeah, how about that? Try that on for fun with nothing to protect your foot. You what? Fire! Ugh, for real, for real. But check it. I really want to talk to y'all about. I be shooting the breeze when I do my lives. Like I said, if you're new to the channel, this is how I do. When I do my lives, I brainstorm with y'all. I chop it up with y'all. I pass time with y'all, and it actually helps me a lot with formulating new ideas and creating content, because I am creating it while I'm chatting with y'all, but I'm also thinking about what I'm going to do next and how I want to move, and it gets my game plan together. But anyway, I went back and started watching on Netflix one of my all-time favorite Netflix originals called Bright. If you never saw Bright, now some of y'all are going crazy because you know what Bright is and you know how dope it is. Bright featured and starred Will Smith, and you know what? I need the name of the other actor. Hold 1 second. Let me go to IMDb and get that for y'all. Hold on. Numi Pace and Joel Egerton. Numi Pace was the elf lady, and Joel Egerton played the main orc. There were other orcs, so nobody explained when you say orcs, and some of y'all saying, "What orcs? What do?" Like I said, if you ain't seen it, you missing a treat. This movie's amazing. It's literally like if someone was, I know when they was pitching this in Hollywood, how they do pitches. It's Training Day meets Lord of the Rings meets what else would I throw in there for what this reminded me of with so many parts? Obviously, so it wasn't even like it was. It was paying homage to all of what I'm talking about, but at the same time, it was its own thing, and that's what I love. I don't like when we're gonna basically remake something and not admit that that's what the hell we just remade. Like, come on now. If you say it's a remake, it's a remake. I get that, but some folks, be so egotistical they don't even say this is a straight up remake. This was not a remake. It was inspired by. You could tell it was not the same plot by any means of Training Day, but it had the energy and the color palette and the crisp, that a very crisp color palette. It was real high. It was shot HD, you could tell, but it was when I was talking about the color palette, I'm a visual artist first and foremost, if you didn't know. So, and being in film as a filmmaker myself, I love when a film has a genuine palette or palettes, because it doesn't have to have just one look. It can have multiple looks, but most films have, or TV series, they have a palette. They have one look. They stick within that. The wardrobe, the environments, everything will circle around that, will cater to that look. And so, oh snap! What the hell they doing at this? Oh, hold on. This damn app! I swear it never fails to do something ridiculous. And it had a prompt before I even got to the location to pick up what I'm waiting on. It said the app was having some major problems. Bear with us. We'll let you know when it clears up. So then it clears up supposedly, and I take this order and I get here and I'm waiting, like y'all know, I'm chatting with y'all waiting. This mess gonna crash and drop the order, and then it reboots and I had to take something else for less money. I'm so sick of this mess. This is why I say all the time, y'all. This is not my shout out is always to my other creatives who out here, man. We breaking our back every day doing all kind of other stuff other than what we here to do. I could be at Amicalola Falls right now. I could be at any of the Georgia parks. I could be at some of the national parks showing y'all, going on a hike, taking y'all fishing with me. I could be doing, I could be planning out my next trip and literally at the airport right now chatting with y'all, you know? And we need that. If you love the channel, you understand because you know what I'm going to do. You know how I do. You know the quality of what I'm going to share if I get the chance to do that stuff because I've done it and I'm going to do more. So this is why we always asking for donations. This is why we always say subscribe. Because when I don't have to rely on this boost no more, it is on. I can't tell y'all how cool it's gonna be. The stuff I can share with y'all on this channel is gonna be absolutely incredible. Incredible. I know so many people, worldwide and domestic, that I've said for years, man, I just need the money and the time, man. And I'll come and we'll do an interview. We'll hang out with it. Oh, I love it, Joseph, man. Just let me know when you're here. Germany, I know somebody. LA, California in general, I know plenty. Plenty. All my friends in the business and Hollywood and stuff and other elements of stuff. I'm talking about music, bit, everything. Plenty. I got some peoples, y'all. I got some peoples that y'all would not believe who I know and who know me and how much fun we would have. You have no idea. I'm telling you. Incredible, cool ass moments await you on the other side of thumb love. Just like I say, thumb love. Just press that like button, press that subscribe button. Help me get to that 4,000 watch hours. Watch the content, share the content. Don't keep it to yourself. Don't be a gatekeeper. That's the problem with this society. We got too many damn gatekeepers. Don't you be one too as a consumer. Don't be somebody out here keeping, oh, this is so good, I'm keeping it to myself. Why? Share it with your friends. What you doing? Share it with your friends. Let them know, man. This cool ass dude from Atlanta, man. He does his thing. You know what I'm saying? This Silver Fox dude, OG Cat, he really know his stuff, man. He be talking about the real art life. He be talking about what it is to be an artist and what it is to really be on movie sets. And he's done the work. I mean, he's been 5 steps in front of Kevin Hart, Oprah Winfrey, Tyler Perry. I could go on and on and on. Okay? I can go on and on and on. The whole cast of Black Lightning. I was there. I was a regular on the show. Being Mary Jane, I tell my stories. It's all here. It's all content. It's for y'all. He takes trips. He goes to Malaysia, Mexico, the República Dominicana, Dominican Republic for my Americans. But I'm saying it the right way first. For my Latinos, for my mi gente, huh? He knows enough Spanish to communicate. He'll put a smile on your face if you Latino. You're gonna feel included because you are. He ain't fronting. He the real. You know what I'm saying? This is what we got for you. We got so much for you. But it all starts with support, y'all. Hit them buttons. Hit them buttons. Like. I'm looking at one now. Just popped in. Hit the like button. Yeah, I'm talking to you. Whoever you are. Yes. Yes. Hit the thumbs up. You know, show the love. Show the love. It don't hurt to show love. It really don't. It really don't. It make the world go round. I don't care. You think that hate make the world go round? Hate is the reason why we on the verge of all kind of wars, mental and otherwise. We need to spread the love, y'all. I'm telling you. People start seeing what life could be. I show you this good life, this art life. You're gonna say, man, the hell, why would I be fighting, arguing, fussing, frustrated about anything when I can see that someday? When you go stand on the beach in Dominican Republic and you watch the tide come in and wash off into a little small lagoon right next to the inland area you standing, and the water immediately changes into this brackish pool of clear water that looks like a swimming pool, and there's all these little tiny needlefish in there hanging out, and there's mangrove trees, and it's lush and it's gorgeous, and and the water goes from warm when you're standing out in the ocean to a few steps away, it gets almost icy cold, and you're like, but it feels so good. And I'm talking about stuff I done lived. It's on camera for y'all to witness. You can see me doing this and say to yourself, yeah, I want that. Because that's what I said to myself when I saw people who I admire who do it. Shout out to Ace Live, one of my all-time favorite travel channels on YouTube. Ace Live forever. Ace, the main man. Where is he now? Ace is in somewhere in Europe right now. If that's where he's at. I know that's what his edited latest videos are, because you never know where Ace is. Ace be making moves, man. He's over in Europe right now. You know, shout out to him. I think Amsterdam was the last place he left off. Before that, it was London. Before that, it was France. He was doing the Olympics when that was popping. Before that, damn, where was he before that? Good gosh, he always somewhere crazy. It's amazing how he moves, man. That brother get it. He get it for real. But you know what I'm saying? Other cats that inspire me, International Zoe, Barber World TV. I'm saying I watch Zoe, big up to Zoe. Zoom to Thailand, Richie Mack. Who else I be watching sometimes? Those first two are my main two though, to be real. I watch Zoe and them all the time. That's my cats. That's my dudes. But it's a lot of talent. That's my whole point. It's a lot of talent. It's putting out, you know, quality content, stuff that inspires, stuff that really shows you how to do it, what it's like when you're actually there, not the fantasy, not the fallacy, that ain't lying on the people, ain't lying on themselves. People got receipts, they show you what it is, they're not trying to front, they're not trying to just, you know, they're having a good time, and that's always part of it. But they're gonna tell you about how hard it is to make that good time even happen. They're gonna tell you about the financial, they're gonna tell you about the holdups at the airport, the everything. They're gonna give you the real, the expenses, the ups and downs, the ins and outs. You know what I'm saying? I like it like that. I like that real stuff, and that's what we do. We give you the real, real. So if you like that, if you about that respect, power, money, see how I put that in the right order? Yeah, you need to watch my video about that. I've been talking about that a lot lately, and I'm gonna keep talking about it. We're gonna reverse that phrase. People got it all wrong. They've been quoting Lil Kim. They need to quote Prodigy from Mobb Deep before he passed what he said, because he had it right. And I was saying what he said before he put it in a rhyme. So when I heard it, I about, you talking about somebody jumping for joy, like, oh, this brother's on some other level now. I couldn't believe somebody else was saying what I've been saying for the longest. When, you know, I've always been like, oh, that little Kim lyric got it wrong. And, you know, money don't come first. Respect comes first. Respect, power, money, in that exact order. You don't get it right around here. Like Dr. King said in one of his speeches, get the language right. We got to get the language right. Yeah, go back and find that speech by King. I love everything King did, but when I talk about his speeches, the people, you know, everybody, they can only quote one. They always talk about the I Have a Dream speech, which was incredible. But King had many other speeches and many perspectives at different times in his life. Go back and find that one where he said, we got to get the language right. When he was talking about America sent us a check that came back insufficient funds. Go see that speech. Go see that speech. Yes, yes, yes. Prerequisite to the well-deserved overdue, and we do mean overdue reparations. You know, but we ain't got time today to go into that too deep. It'd take too. Well, I tell you, waiting on these dang orders. Good gosh, it's ridiculous. So that's what I'm saying, y'all. They wasting a real one's time. I got way too much more I could be doing with my energy than waiting on this little petty change when I got a whole organization that I built that loves what I'm about. I got so many amazing people that know me, know of what I did, what I'm doing. And the only problem is it's just always been so much gig work that at a certain point, I don't mind gig work if it stays steady. It just don't stay steady, which is why I'm always asking y'all my steady. I look at this as like, this is my ultimate, ultimate, one more time, ultimate, you know, contribution to humanity as an artist, because aside from my own personal art, and even with that, I exposed most of my own personal art through exhibitions that I used to regularly have at ONYXCON when it was a convention, when we put everything online. I never got the numbers being solo as much as I did when I had a team. I'm helping other. I'm gonna tell you. Let me give you some secret sauce that ain't really a secret at all. Humanity needs humanity. People need people. When you start helping other people have a voice, if they're real, you're gonna at first you're gonna, you know how it goes. Some people, they'll be like, oh, thank you. Hey, thanks for helping me out. They ain't gonna do nothing for you. They're not reciprocal. But you will find people who are reciprocal. And when you start finding them, that's your tribe. That's your real people. That's the people who gonna literally help you do any and everything. And as I said, it goes back to the magic of respect, power, money. People who respect you are gonna give you the power to do amazing things that will equal money, or even what money represents. Because sometimes it ain't just about money. It's about What is money? Money's a tool to obtain needs and wants. Needs and wants. It's a tool to obtain needs and wants. You say, oh man, I need a certain something for your health. Okay. Somebody might actually give that to you because you respected them. They respect you. They had the power to acquire that item for you, you know, and they just give it to you. You be like, how much? I'm like, for you, man, no. Thank you. Thank you for everything you do. What you do, what I get to witness from what you just being you, what your contribution to humanity is worth me giving you this. Thank you. This is my payback to you. This is my thank you to you. That's how that can work sometimes. I'm living proof. I'm not even talking about no, oh man, this is the way I mean I know it should be. It is the way it should be. But as we get more and more back to that, which I think we're gonna get real close back to that now. Now after this election and how crazy it's been, it's about to really get on some you watch, people gonna be bartering, trading. It's gonna be a lot more of that going on. Cause with inflation and stuff like, yo, if we can't afford stuff, we like, yo, hey, what do you have? Well, I got this. Well, what you got? Well, I got that. Okay, well, I'll give you this for that. That works for me. It's gonna be a lot of that. Like it ain't gonna be about money all the time. It's gonna continue to be about money because it's gotta be. If you're living in this world, they done made it that way. All the powers that be have made it that way. It is what it is. But there will be more of, yo, I'm looking out for you if you look out for me. If I can trust you, you can trust me. I got this for you if you got that for me. So that's what I'm asking for when I say, look, I'm not even asking for money outright. I'm saying, yeah, if you got it, sure, give a donation. We're a 501c3 nonprofit. You can do that at any time. At any time. But yo, in the meantime, between time, hit them show some thumb love. Just say thumbs up. I like this. Thumb on the subscribe button. I got you. I like this, and I'm gonna keep watching this. So I don't want to forget that I was here, cause I know how that can happen. Like I've been busy, and I'm looking at something like this is dope. Get busy, and I didn't hit the subscribe button, knowing I want to subscribe to the channel. And then life happens. I get an order, and I gotta roll, cause I was watching something while I was waiting. Oh damn, I gotta go. Whatever. Then you get home and you try to look back and find it, and yeah, your history might have it, but sometimes you know how if you like me, you watch so much stuff. Sometimes you clear out your history a little bit, or sometimes you watch so much stuff you can't remember which one was which because you got so much stuff in your history. You're like, damn, what was that video that I was watching the other day? Was it this one or was it? Oh my gosh, which one was it? You don't watch 10 things from this person. Go ahead and subscribe, so you ain't got to worry about at least knowing which channel it was. That's one thing. And like it, because it keeps a record of your liked videos. You ain't gotta wonder. You like, oh man, it's in my liked videos. Okay, here we go. There it is. That's the one I was watching. You ain't gotta be up there stressing out, wondering. I can't remember which one it is. Yeah, you can, because you got a record. Because you did what you're supposed to do to support the channels you say you support. You support anybody on YouTube, subscribe and like the content. It is a process, and it helps immensely, way more than most can ever understand. And unless you start doing this, then you're gonna really understand. Like I make it, man. When I go to people's channels who I was just talking about Zoe and Ace, when I start a video with them, most time 2 minutes into the video, whether I'm sitting on the couch or it's in my hand with the phone or the tablet with it, I'm gonna hit the button. I'm gonna go ahead and hit the like button immediately. I don't care what he's talking about. I trust, okay? I respect these people's content. I've already been following long enough. Now, if he mess around, either one of them or anybody mess around and say something too far, whatever, away from what I'm about, and oh damn, they got my boy. He done lost his mind. That ain't happened though. That ain't happened. For most of the people I follow, that has not happened. There's been a few. There's been a few, but not many, because I'm a real good judge of character and I vet everything. So, in the vetting process, it might be a couple of days, might be weeks. For some people, it might be a month, but most of the time, it ain't gonna be that long. I'm very immediate on reading people's character. If I feel like it's gonna be beneficial, let me follow this channel. They got some good content over here. I don't waste no time about that. Go ahead and hit that button. You know what I'm saying? Show that love, and make sure you like everything, because I know I'm helping their numbers, and I want them to stay on. So, like if I'm doing something, I'm good for putting on some YouTube from some people I like when I'm doing my dishes or laundry, stuff like that. Little household chores, because that's when you might not even looking at the TV, but you're hearing it, and you might even, your mind drifts onto something else. It don't matter. every second I'm giving them some love. And I damn sure do that with my own videos sometimes. I go back and edit myself, listen to what I'm saying, how I say, okay, next time I'll say it a little different. Or I'm going to stress more on that because that was funny. I'm going to do more of that. That was good. If I'm laughing, I know they going to laugh, But that's how you do that. Get them numbers up, man. Get them damn numbers up and keep them up. That's what time it is. All we got is us. All we got is us. So let's show that. Thank you for the ones put the thumb up. I appreciate you. So back to what I was saying about the movie Bright on Netflix with Will Smith and these other talents. Man, I love that movie. This is like my third time watching it from start to finish, and I'm almost finished with it. I had to start my day, so I cut it off, but I'm gonna finish it. I might rewind it a little bit more and start. I mean, that movie is so freaking good, man. And I remember when it came out, a lot of people liked it. A lot of people loved it. And then, of course, critics, like with everything, some of these major stars like Will and others do, they always got to come and rear their ugly head talking about, oh, it's predictable this, it's this, that, and the other. And it's so ridiculous. It's that. Man, this ain't for you. Shush. Just go sit down. Go sit down somewhere. If you don't like it, then nobody ask your goofy ass. It's like, this is a classic, yo. Bright starring Will Smith on Netflix is a freaking classic. I love it. I absolutely love it. And I think another reason I love it is I got friends and family in LA. So when you've been to LA, when you know how LA is, and you see this fantasy version of it, and you know what all the metaphors represent, like the elves are like the rich folks in Hollywood and other areas where it's super expensive and everything. And like, what was the quote? I mean, and I always say I'll never quote him directly, but to paraphrase one of the lines that Will says, his character says, he's like, no, I know his orc police partner is trying to do a shortcut while they driving to avoid some traffic. Very LA thing to do. And he's like, "Where you going? You can't go through Orc Town." I mean, he's not Orc. You can't go through Elf Town. And he's like, "Oh, yeah, it's a good shortcut." And he's like, "I hate Elf Town. Ain't nothing but a bunch of rich ass elves or go walking around shopping." I said, "Oh my god, love this damn movie." And it's like yeah, it's like a straight up joke, and it's like it's a satire of Los Angeles in many ways, but it's a bigger statement about class, racism, politics, law enforcement, corruption of all these things. I mean, every bit of it is there with metaphor. The orcs technically represent uh, the history of any and all oppressed peoples in America. Black, white, Latin, Asian, anybody who's ever been oppressed, that's what the orcs technically represent. But you can definitely see it's a representation. Remember, again, this is LA, of oppression of certain Latinos, Mexicans especially, and black folk. You can obviously see. And like I say, anybody else could be included too, but especially those groups. If you're talking about LA and the history of LA in modern times, which is what it's based off of, but it's mixing, it's juxtaposing, it's fantasy of, medieval European mythology. Brilliant. It's freaking brilliant. Bright is absolutely, it's a classic to me. And I mean, for ONYXCON Film Festival stamp of approval, yeah. With our rating system, I always said we do it for every letter in ONYXCON. So a full 7 is the best anything could ever be, right? And I must say, I don't know. I mean, it's hard for me to give a 7, y'all. I don't know in the history of me doing reviews if I've ever given any film a straight up 7 for the full ONYXCON. I'd be like, Onyx, yeah, okay, we're gonna leave it right there. ONYXCON, you know what I'm saying? I'd be like, ONYXCON. They don't get the last letter. They don't get the last letter, but it is amazing. But this, man, Bright might have to be a straight up ONYXCON, straight up. Can you imagine? Yeah, y'all. So as I was saying, like, yeah, Bright is a classic, man. It's ONYXCON certified for real, for real. It's there's little to no holes in the plot for me, because what's funny about it is every time, if you really, really watch the movie, every time somebody does something and you're about to do that thing that we all do as fans when we, picking something apart, you might be, you might be looking for holes and why didn't they explain this or how does that make sense or whatever. They'll make a joke of it. Like it's almost like the writers know. I know what you're about to say. Well, guess what? It doesn't matter. They do the rock on you. They do the rock for your ass. They be like, it doesn't matter what you think. Shut your jabroni candy ass down and watch the movie. It literally does that. It literally does that. It's hilarious. Oh my gosh. All right, somebody about to take me off my topic, but before I answer the question, I see the question. I see you, Rebecca. I appreciate the question. I appreciate you being a subscriber because you got to be a subscriber to say something. So thank you so much for being a subscriber. That's really what matters up in here right now. Okay. Is that you watching? I see like one person watch, it fluctuates. 1, it'll jump to 20 something, it'll drop back down to 10, it'll go to 1 again. Is that you still watching? I need to know that's you before I answer the question, because otherwise, you didn't even, I'll be up here talking, getting off topic, and whoever else is really watching and you be like, what the hell are you talking about? Why are you talking about that right now? Like, I'm good for a tangent, but I don't want to be that all over the place because you about to take me a whole, oh, it is you watching. Okay. All right. So I'm still going to ask another question before I answer the question. Yes, I'm going to answer the question with a question. Who you with and why? Since she's talking about, she asked me who I want to see win this Mike Tyson versus Jake Paul fight. And I got some thoughts on it. But like I said, I don't want to go too heavy into that till I finish talking about Bright, which I still will. I'll do it for you, but I need to hear your answer first. And they ain't going to see this later, so I'm going to read your answer. Because when I publish this, I wish they would do that. I wish, but no, I take that back. I wish they wouldn't, because I don't know if that'd be a good thing or a bad thing on YouTube for them to show people's comments, because I don't allow trolling. I only let my show enough subscribers even talk. You gotta be subscribed for over 20 minutes to even talk to me. Most of them, trolls want to get in and get out. They little punk asses. They just want to hit and run. They don't want to stay around when you pull out the blade. You know what I'm saying? When you put on the brass knuckles, they go running. They don't want to be there for that ass whooping. They just want to get and run away. Sissy ass mom, yeah. So I don't allow none of that nonsense over here. None of that. But anyway, let me know who you with. Okay, she's talking. She says Tyson because if Jake Paul gets caught off, it's over for Jake. I agree. So okay, she's taking me on a tangent. I'm gonna do this real quick, just for you. As a subscriber, I appreciate you. By the way, I got one more test for you to see if you're a real one. Because all my subscribers are part of the monetization nation, I call it. So I gave you part of your answer. I'm seeing Tyson in it. But I'm gonna tell you why. And I'm gonna also say some other stuff about that though. Have you seen the latest content we've been posting here? And this is just a visual comprehension, viewer comprehension test. I'm gonna see if you really be watching. What's been your favorite last 3 videos we've posted here on ONYXCON? It could be a short, it could be a long video, it could be a live, something I said, but you gotta tell me something about the video, what I was talking about, what I said. That's how I'm gonna know you for real. Okay? Let me know what the last three most favorite videos from here on ONYXCON that you watched. And have you ever watched anything from start to finish? I mean, even a short. Because it's funny, when I look at our statistics, what's funny about human nature, there's some videos that's so popular that, like, say if it's a short, it's only a minute. People will watch it, they just keep watching it. How you rewind it, oh gosh, that's good, they like it, they're funny, whatever, they like it. But other ones, they'll watch for like 20 seconds. I'm like, how are people so lazy they only watching something for 20 damn seconds? It's only a minute. You ain't got a minute? You that busy? Anyway, so answer those questions for me, your last 3. But I'm gonna go ahead and start answering your question from my perspective though. So being somebody who grew up through the 80s, born in the 70s, I witnessed the beginning of Tyson. I witnessed young Tyson. I went to, with my parents, being a kid, go to a fight party, and you get in the car, whole family in the car, you excited because you about to go play with your, friends, whatever, your cousins, whoever's gonna be over at the house when you get there. And all the adults are walking around shaking their head with a cup of whatever, because they done spent all this money, whoever hosted the party, on this pay-per-view, and Tyson done knocked somebody out in like 20 seconds. Okay, you real honest, Rebecca. She says, not for real, but I think I watched some of your shorts. Okay, all right, at least you honest. Everything is everything. Everything helps the bottom line. So, but you got to take some time and watch one of the videos. We make a lot of long, really good videos here. Not even some of them are long. I ain't gonna front. But I've purposefully tried to keep stuff 10 minutes, 15 minutes, and all that lately because I know how people are. No more than 30. You know, back in my earlier days of starting this channel, I used to do a lot of fishing videos, which I still love. I'm gonna always fish, but I don't have time to do it like I used to. But when I was doing that, like especially during the, you know, the everybody was home era, that's what I did. That's what kept my sanity. Is that I went full throttle into my favorite thing, you know, going hiking and fishing. So one of my favorite things, definitely. And if I could have traveled, I would have done that, but I couldn't make this. I was always hitting up all my local ponds, lakes, whatever. Some of them videos long as hell, because you literally seeing the whole process. But there's plenty of cool fish involved too. Like if you've never seen a long-nosed gar, and most people who ain't from the South or don't know nothing about that fish, don't know what that is, and whenever, that's been one of some of my most popular videos. Like I got a short of when I caught a gar, a long nose, stress long nose, because some people be like, oh yeah, alligator gar. That's a different species. That's a whole other thing. It's on my list, but I ain't caught one of them yet. That's like Texas, Mississippi, Louisiana. We ain't got those in Georgia. We got long nose. And in some places we got short nose too, but long nose, yeah, they off the chain too. They very powerful fish. But anyway, people just be bugging out because they can't believe, like, what the hell is that? Because it's a prehistoric fish. 150 million years of evolution, still here, which is one of the main things about them I admire. That's one of the official totem animals of ONYXCON. That is one of the official totem, and I got plenty that are in the totem of what we love most here at ONYXCON, but that's one of my favorites, for sure. But, okay. After the live, okay, she says she'll watch. I appreciate you. I appreciate you, Rebecca. So what I was gonna say about Tyson, like I say, back in the day, he used to knock people out so fast that people be so disappointed. They'd be like, man, it got to the point people just would be scared to pay for a pay-per-view because it's like, what am I watching? It's like, you a boxing fan, you ain't gonna get much you gonna watch the early fights before his as the main event, and then the main event, homeboy gonna get out there, duck and dodge and shake a cow, and somebody going down. Like, it's over, that's it. That's it. They holding up his fist, like, god dang, the referee holding him up. He already won, like, that's it, KO. He was the knockout king. Crazy. Mike Tyson knockout, the video game, Nintendo, played it. This is my era, I'm telling y'all. I lived all these points of life. So all I'm saying is, Rebecca said, where you going? You must not have seen one of these lives before where I be working. I'm at work, yo. I do courier work on the side. I take y'all with me a lot of times so I can chit chat and be doing some content and keep my numbers and flowing and keep I brainstorm with my people when I'm out here. So I'm at work. That's what we doing. We working. But anyway, and I'm at work with y'all. This is, I can always say, if y'all support the channel, watch the video. I was talking about that earlier. You must not been here when I was first talking about that. But I say, yo, the more support we got like that, I'm done with every side job. There will be no other job. The only job is ONYXCON. This is it. Everything ONYXCON. Retirement plan, ONYXCON. I'm gonna be 100 years old and set my camera up. Okay, put it on. Make sure the trolls can't say nothing. All right, you know, I'm here for it. I'm here for it. This is what I love. I love doing what I'm doing, but I don't want to have to do all this other stuff in between. It actually gets in the damn way. But we all got to make a living, right? We already, you know, gotta keep going till the dream can fund itself. And that's the goal. ONYXCON has to be monetized. So yeah, back to as the years go by and Tyson has evolved and become what he is now, I never would have saw him going back into the ring. None of us did. I don't think anybody in my generation thought, wait a minute, this dude's he gonna fight again for real? Like, you know, we thought, oh, exhibition fight, fun times, whatever. No, he's serious. This is like they really gonna do a real bout. Like, oh snap, what? You know, because of his age. Then I saw him training, and I knew he was still training. I knew he was still training other boxers, but when I saw him training, I said, oh damn, This dude is wicked forever. He's lethal. He's a like they say that boxers have to register their fists as legal weapons. Like if a boxer hits somebody, it's an offense that could be like, you know, you done shot somebody. A lot of people don't know that, but yeah, and that's old news for people who, you know enough about boxing. And I'm not even a hardcore boxing fan like that. I like boxing. I don't watch boxing regularly. I like the sweet science. I'd love to have time to learn more of it. You know, I've had a couple of little pointers, tips here and there, but I want to actually train with somebody, get some real footing and all that good stuff, and get nice with it, you know. Add it to the other little bits and pieces of martial arts that I know here and there, you know. But I don't really have a, you know, I'm not trained in anything. I don't have no belts per se. I just know, I know enough, and I know crazy. Like the late great Richard Pryor said, I don't know karate, but I know crazy. Got plenty of that for your ass. But anyway, I just think that Tyson is still lethal, and I don't know a lot about the Jake dude. I just know as soon as I heard this was happening, I was like, the nerve of some little young chump thinking he could challenge somebody that's that big of a legend. So that alone put me on the side of Tyson. Like, man, knock this little silly ass boy out and get on with your life. Go on, sit down and be retired for real, you know. But then the other thing that happened, as it will, when everything is about politics and the election and all that, when stuff started with that, I started seeing more things, you know, because everybody want to tie everything into the politics and the election. So I started hearing all this stuff about, and by the way, before I say this, I don't hide mine. I ain't one of these people gonna talk all around and pretend. It's real easy for me. I voted for Kamala, okay? And that's for many reasons. But I damn sure ain't with no tyrant, and I'm not happy with what has happened, and I'm not satisfied with where looks like what half of the country went in that regard. And I don't even believe that that's all true. I think that eventually it's gonna be a matter of time, but it ain't gonna even be that long. It's already coming up. But if you look at news reports, but there's been falsified documents with ballots. There have been drop-off areas that were bombed and stuff. So we don't know the real results. We do not know the real results, you know? And I'm just, you know, but I mention all that to say Tyson supposedly supported Trump. In his younger years, I know. And then in later years, it's expected that he was still with all that. So I was like, man, god damn. So it just made me feel like, you know, I might watch highlights or actually the fight just to see, but I don't really care. It took the part of me that wanted to see, oh, I want to see what, I don't give a damn if he wins or loses. I don't care. I don't care. It's because the other part of it is I found out that the other dude is a supporter of this dude. So I'm like, well, hell, if they both on that, then, you know, on some ethical side of things, on some logical side of things, yeah, two skilled brutes beating the hell out of each other. May whoever is supposed to win, win. It's simple as that for me. I really don't care at this point. That's my honest answer on that. That's my honest answer for that. So I see we got some nonsense in the building because I've never seen that pop up, but I know that whenever it comes up, that means there's a troll must be around here and has something crazy to say, and they still talking. Well, guess what? I don't see nothing you saying because I got dumbass block. It's this special button you can push on here that says, some people don't understand. If you ain't got nothing decent to say on somebody's channel that doesn't go with you, it's best to close your mouth. You know? Because you're going to get done. You're going to get done real quick. You know what I'm saying? It's easy. It's real easy. You know? And we don't have no sympathy for folks who can't control themselves because you shouldn't be online. If you ain't in control of your mental faculties, then somebody else who is your guardian or whatever need to be, hey, you in there on the phone again? What you in there talking crazy for? Need to snatch that up out your hand before it gets you taken out, because there's people who will handle you in this world. I'm not saying, you know, but just don't play with life. That's all I got to tell you. People can't be playing with life, man. It's sad out here. It's sad. It's sad. It's sad. Let's see here. Exactly where it left off, what have you, whatever, you know. Ooh, wait, hold on 1 second, y'all. I'm gonna make sure I handle good, very good. There we go. As I've said before, and I'll say again, y'all, anybody, I really don't care. I'm like, how many people are still left in the world after all of the crazy stuff we've been through? After we survived the pandemic and everything? You know, and in addition to before that, some of us been surviving a whole lot of other stuff before that. I have, as an individual, views and opinions expressed by yours truly are those of mine and mine alone, not necessarily ONYXCON's affiliates, associates, sponsors, etc. I have I repeat, I have no problem blocking. And I do not have sympathy for people who would come on a channel and try to gram, YouTube, because this is still social media, you feel me? Has its own algorithm, has its own built-in AI and stuff that analyzes everything that gets said, done, etc. So if you break the community rules and have language or statements or whatever, you can express yourself. We still got a right, you know, as of today, we still have a right. You know, we still have so-called freedom of speech. We still can say and do and whatever as you please. But one thing about it, you say the wrong thing, you say certain words, you come with derogatory terms and everything, which some people, they normalize this nonsense. They made ratchet a culture. They think that, well, everybody's doing, no. In your little mind, yeah, you think everybody's talking like you talk, rude like you are, fuss and fight all day, and just biding the time until it's your time to go to the emergency room. Everybody ain't participating in that BS, right? I'm one of them that ain't participating. I got way too much to live for, and I'll defend everything. Because if people talk about I'll die for what no. I'm gonna live for everything I'm here for. Nobody is gonna threaten me, gonna say something stupid, act nutty, and I got the option of blocking you. It cracks me up when I'm more power to all my other YouTubers when I see them saying, you know, they get trolled and they be like, man, I'm putting you in timeout. Ain't no goddamn timeout. Timeout to me just says you worried about numbers. Quality before quantity. Respect, power, money. I don't need money over respect. I can get anything that money can buy with respect. I've lived that. I will continue to live that. I will not. I put too much in. I know too much. I done lived too long. These grays is real. Man, please. I'll detach you from your soul before you disrespect me. It's not happening. So I'd rather just block your ass. That's all I do here. I gotta do the warning again. I ain't had to do one of these in a while. So I guess we're doing pretty good. My boundaries must be working, because every time I go live almost every day, and I ain't had this issue in months. But we had somebody who slipped in trying to say some nonsense, and the app blocked it. It said, this statement from so-and-so. It gave me the name. I see who it was. I know who you are. Yeah. And you acting, the person got the nerve to be so crazy, they gonna say, why do you keep saying my name? I didn't give you permission to say my username. What the hell are you talking about? I never said their names. I know you playing crazy. You gonna find out what real crazy is. You keep messing around. You know? What you talking about, chump? You ain't talking about nothing. You need to go home somewhere. Find yourself somewhere to play, because ain't no games over here. Ain't nowhere over here to play. I promise you, this is not the playground. At all. At all. So anyway, y'all, back to my real ones. I was talking about bright, and we're gonna get it bright again in here, because it was starting to get gloomy, and it don't need to ever be that. Not in my presence. We got too much love to give, too much shine on the better things in life and what everything ought to be. So just spread the word, though, for all the nonsense to know. Don't go over there playing on that man's channel. You have to do that. I've learned that. This ain't my first rodeo. I am in my damn near 50s. You understand me? I'm not there. I'm in my 40s. But I've been through this nonsense in other ways. In direct funk, man, the hell with a damn phone and some social media be in real life. And then you get to a point in life and you say, you know what? The next fool try to bully me, I'm gonna put their head in their ass. Speak of another Will Smith movie in Hancock, where he told a fool where they put Hancock in the joint, and dudes was like, you're the reason I'm in here. Yeah. And they all think they're gonna jump him. He said, you know what? I'm gonna put your head in his hands. He said, get up my face down. They all, you know, they so gangster. We so tough. We so, yeah. He's like, I done told you, y'all know what I can do. Why the hell you think it's gonna be any different because it's a bunch of y'all and one of me and I'm a superhero? I done told you, back up off me. Fools kept coming. Hancock. That was the best scene in the whole damn movie for me. I didn't even really like Hancock as a movie, honestly. I didn't. I thought it was pretty whack at the end of it all. It could have been amazing, but it was like, oh gosh, damn. Y'all wasted some film, man. We could have had an epic situation here, but you know, the character downplayed itself and the reasons he was doing things when I found out, you know, why he was so drunk, and I didn't like all that stuff. I didn't like all that, but it worked out. It worked out. It was hilarious in different moments. I mean, it wasn't the worst movie ever made, and it wasn't the worst movie Will has ever been in. You know, he's got classics, he's got not classics, you know what I'm saying? Like Wild Wild West, what the hell? I literally, that's one of the only movies I've ever went to sleep on in the theater. Like literally waking myself up like, oh shit, I paid money for this. And I was on a date. I remember waking up the honey I was with, like, yo, baby. She's like, what? Oh God. I said, yo, come on now. We spent money on this. Let's see this. I'm saying to myself, never mind. Heads on each other. You know, you do one of these, bump y'all head to head. Boy, I'm talking about I was done. I was done. Oh my gosh. But anyway, speak of classics that Will made, like, yeah, let's do that. Speaking of Will Smith, I know I'm gonna miss something, and I haven't seen everything he did. I admit that too. But you know, the one about the Venus and Serena as him as the dad, that was a great movie. I like that. That was well done. Incredible. Will's a hell of an actor. He the truth now. He a thespian. People talk all that ish they want to. Will the truth. Naturally, The Fresh Prince of Bel-Air is forever the comic classic. And him being a producer of Bel-Air, the show, is commendable. But to speak of his direct work, like I said, I'm a big fan of Bright. That's what I was talking about. That's what started this whole thing. I was talking about Bright on Netflix and how I love it. And I'm watching it for the third time. I love that movie. I think it's an absolute classic. I think it needs a part 2. It was supposed to have a part 2. And I got, you know how stuff, well, maybe y'all don't know. I know from being in Hollywood, you'll hear the general report that comes out, but I'm gonna have to dig behind the scenes and see if somebody knows something that ain't been so much said as to whether or not there's a possibility of that coming back, because I don't see any reason why it shouldn't come back. It was just way too damn good. Way too good. It needs a part 2. It needs a trilogy, quite frankly. It needs a straight up trilogy. I mean, you're talking about, there were so many concepts in Bright that didn't even get seen on camera fully. Like, they got seen for you to know it was a part of what's going on. They have dragons flying in this alternate universe of LA. I mean, there's this scene where it's like nighttime and you literally see a dragon. They show the city from like a drone level shot. The famous, you know, if you're standing in the hills and you're looking down into the city with all the lights and stuff, how it looks. If you ever been to LA and you've been up on the mountain, you know, it's that view, and you see a dragon going across the damn sky next to the moon. I said, holy oh, there's a dragon, there's real dragons in this. I mean, can you just imagine, like, if the dragons live up in the hills and everybody knows certain caves is where they at, and some people try to actually think they're gonna go slay one because they have magical powers, and there's a world of magic where everybody wants magic, and if they can get anything that's magic, they can change their life. Like the magic wand is the main thing they're trying to get from this girl who's the elf, who's part of this, she's part of this elven society that has this cult, and they trying to bring back this ritual to bring back the Dark Lord, who's basically with your, like I say, Lord of the Rings type stuff. So there you go with like the ultimate evil, who's in charge, the main wizard, if you will, and all that kind of thing. I mean, can you imagine the other characters and stuff that could be in this world? It ain't the best of it ain't been said. I need more. I need more Bright. I need more. I'm telling you. And this is like a brainstorm. I might have to do an official video where I talk about it once I finish watching it for the third time and break down why I loved it again, and also these concepts of what could be. Now, to respects of the creators who hold the intellectual property, the IP did, consent to a anime. They did do a bright anime. I forget the full name of it, but it's like based in feudal Japan. So it's a samurai culture situation. Anime manga fans will be very happy with it. I felt that, as soon as I saw that, I thought, oh, okay, all right, well, it was supposed to be, during the time of, they mentioned in the film, they say 2000, I'm talking about the live action film, they say 2,000 years ago, there was the wars between the humans and the orcs and the great split, and why there's segregation against orcs in the modern society, and why the elves have the power they have, and on and on and on and all this stuff, right? For it to be mostly European lore, that's their mythology for the most part. Okay, it's straight up Western European mythology. It is. And then all over the world, there's versions of dragons. There's versions of what people would call an orc or an elf, and there's different versions of that in almost every culture. So you can get real broad, and I understand why they say, well, what about if we did it in Japan? So in feudal Japan, there were orcs, and which, yeah, you see depictions of what, it's different names, okay? You have the Oni, right? You have the Oni thing, the Oni part of the culture in Japan, demons and everything, and they're not always evil. They're not always, the European Western version of what's good and evil. It's not that simple, but I'm saying they're not always on the dysfunctional side. Sometimes they functional. Sometimes they helping people. Sometimes they're like gargoyles. They're guardians and things like that. So they show a little bit of that there's, that was in there. I didn't make it through it. I made it to about the first 2 or 3 acts. And honestly, I got a little bored. The action was cool when there was fight scenes, because it's hard not to go good. At this time in history, with all the stunt people and folks who know how to do motion capture and all of that, they can give you convincing martial arts. You will be impressed by that. That's not what sells something for me when it's an action-based concept. You gotta give me a damn good story. You gotta give me a character I give a damn about. You can't introduce a hero that in the first few minutes, if I didn't like him at first, I don't immediately learn to love him. You gotta learn the art of doing that. If you don't convince me, and this I'm talking about the samurai one, the bright samurai style anime. There's a hero who's obviously supposed to be the hero, this guy who's saving this girl, who I said, okay, so here's the comparison to the LA original live action film. They're trying to save this girl the whole movie. The elf, keep her safe from the folks who are after her, because she knows how to wield this magic with this wand. And she has the right to touch the wand, because if you ain't got the right to even touch the wand, it'll blow you up. It'll destroy you. So they're doing that same kind of thing with this, but it's feudal Japan. With the history of anime, you got different types of artists and different art. You got artists who mostly, in my experience with anime and manga, you got most of them after World War II, the part of Japanese culture that I feel like this is the reason for all that, we'll say, and this comes from samurai culture, but any enemy that's bad enough to defeat you, you want to study to be more like them. If they could fight you, and if you think you're the best and someone could defeat you, well, you want to be more like them. So I feel like psychologically, that's the level of self-imposed assimilation that happened in Japan after World War II and the rebuilding of the parts of the cultures that were mostly affected by that. And with the, influx of Western products and stuff coming into the culture and being accepted, Disney, of course, they always note, is the main reason for why the big eyes and all this stuff. And the more European looking characters, even though all the voiceover is still Japanese artists drawing it, voicing it, everything. And you got folks like, if you watch the straight up, if you only watch, dubs versus subs, English dubbed pieces versus subtitled, I prefer subs, because when there's subs, I can hear what it really is to the culture. I can hear the inflection in the voice. I can hear the seriousness of certain things. It's a big difference when you're hearing, and I'm joking, I'm not trying to pretend like I speak Japanese here, okay? I'm just gonna say words I know, and I'm gonna repeat them ridiculously on purpose to make my point about inflection. They'll be like, hey, go, Nihongo go, Nihongo ga, karimasu ka. You know, it's like, it's got more to it, man, than some Western, typically white, even if the character is something that's not white. That'd be killing me. And they're like, yeah, man, I really think we ought to do it. I know, right? All them little, I'm like, holy fucking shit, what the hell? Versus the Japanese versus like, why do you so that? She might, you know, the girl character might still have a light voice, but she don't sound that goofy. It ain't that high pitched and super silly. But they trying to sell it to an American audience that has been whitewashed with that level of stuff for years. Every cartoon sounded like surfer boy, surfer guy, surfer girl, and valley girl, and so they just like, whatever, man. You know, all right, that's where the money is. All right, we doing that. But it's at the expense of self-imposed cultural appropriation. Like, very weird for me. Never did like that about anime and manga. It's the main reason why I stopped watching it the way I was watching it when I was younger in my like college years. I'd say teen through college, and then whatever I was getting as a youth, as a show enough youth, and I didn't even know it was from Japan. Hey, it's just a cool cartoon. Like when I was really young, I didn't know Robotech was Japanese. I think by the time I got to, because that came out, I think when I was in middle school, but by the time I got to high school, yeah, I realized, oh, okay, that's straight from Japan. Didn't make me love it no less. Made me love it more because it was, you know, something. I realized why it was so unique and different in the way it was approached. But the dub over version, when I finally went back and said, oh, you mean there is like a Japanese? Of course, it's from Japan. Then you go listen to that. It's like, oh, snap. Wow, whoa. Listen to the voices. Oh, snap. Like, whole nother tone, whole nother feeling. Love it. Way better, way better. And I admit, sometimes I'm lazy, or not even lazy, just I don't feel like reading subtitles. And depending on how the subtitles are put onto it, you know, if they're not bright enough for you to really read, or big enough for you to read them real fast, sometimes I just want to see what it is and be done. So between all them things and other things, I just say, you know what, I just prefer live action anyway. So when something is really good as a straight up just like, yo, it's where it's from, it's pure and straight Japanese and everything, but it's a really good story, oh, I'm all in. If it's on point, I'm all in. If it's on point, I'm all in. That's why I love Cyberpunk. Here we go again. So much. It's just classic. It's classic anime.